What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Jason Ackerman, back at you today. And today I'm doing something different. I'm answering a question from a DM that we got, best hour of their day. You can find us on Instagram. We're on YouTube. You can email us, besthouroftheirday@gmail.com. But as you know, we always say, hey, if you have questions, you have comments, you have concerns, hit us up. That's what we're here for. And we keep it anonymous for you. Of course, we always ask if it's okay if we address it on the show, which I did with this particular question. I'm going to dive into it right now. Hi, guys. I have two owners at my gym. I manage head coach, and they go to one class a day. I pay the bills, schedule coaches, take all calls forwarded to the gym on my personal phone, not paid for by them. Lately, I've been butting heads with one of the owners because he is a dick. He likes to text me at 6 a.m. with all the gym problems, none of which are actual problems, just him complaining. For example, when's the last time we programmed Karen? I was told a few months back that I would be made an owner, but now it feels like a carrot that's been dangled in front of me. I love what I do, but hate how I get treated. What should I do? And I love the second comment. Also, your podcast kicks ass. I listen to it as I clean the gym. Well, thank you very much. Obviously, we're refraining from using this person's name, and hopefully, by reading that, we weren't giving away too much information. But I don't know. I think this is a pretty straightforward answer. I kind of feel like maybe I'm dating myself, but in like the 90s, there was Maxim magazine and Men's Health and Men's Journal, and there was always a section on all of those. There was like Jimmy the bartender or like a Dear Abby type newspaper. And that's what I feel like with this question. I mean, sometimes the hard questions have easy answers, and I think that is the case for this. Sounds like you're not being treated well, sounds like you're not being respected, and sounds like you're not being valued. Now, if this were anything other than CrossFit and you were doing anything other than something you truly love and you were passionate about, would you stick it out in this relationship, right? If this let's assume this was someone of the opposite sex or same sex, it doesn't matter, and you're dating and you're like, hey, I'm gonna just be a male perspective here, but females, plug yourself in, or depending on who you want to date, it's all good. Just plug in a significant other. But if I'm like, hey, Fern, I'm dating this new girl, and I'm head over heels, but here's the deal: she doesn't really treat me with any respect, and she bitches and moans like at all hours of the day, like doesn't respect at 6 a.m. and I'm tired and I work hard, and then she's also told me like, hey, we're gonna have sex, and she's dangling that carrot in front of me, but she never actually, you know, touches my junk. She just, kisses my neck. Friend would be like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Get rid of that girl." And I think that's really what this situation calls for. And maybe I'm being a little too hasty. It's tough. It's maybe not easy to find boxes that you can work a full-time job or have this opportunity to coach classes and get this ownership experience, but at what price, at what cost is it to you? So while, yeah, I'm kind of throwing out there, hey, this doesn't sound like it's working out. If you do want it to work out, you need to have a sit down with these people. It sounds like there's multiple owners. So, first of all, you got to get on the same page with both of them. You can't be on the same page with one of them because then the other person might have an influence. They probably need to be in some sort of agreement with what you're getting paid or when you're going to come on as owner and what percentage you're going to come on as owner. A couple of these things, easy things. So first of all, hey, I understand there's some problems. Can we separate problems from inconveniences and or questions? And can we limit the time of day in which you text me? Or maybe if you don't want to get text, hey, can we start a Slack channel specifically for the gym? That way I know that anything in there is going to be, gym related. That'd be a first easy one. And then these other little things like if you're taking gym calls on your personal phone, have a list. Hey, here are 5 things that we need to address. One, I'm paying for my phone, but using it for the gym. Can you guys help pay for that? Two, we've already discussed not texting me nonsense at 6 a.m. Three, you've talked about potentially bringing me on as an owner. When is that happening? Like, give me a date, make it black and white. I recently put up a post on my Instagram, the Jason Ackerman, if you don't already check it out. And it was, communication plus expectations equals leadership. And unfortunately, in this day and age, a lot of people are in a leadership role, but they're not actually leaders. And unfortunately, this is what it sounds like to me. A couple people opened a box and now they're in charge and they've got a employee slash volunteer, working for, less than minimum wage and on call 24/7. And it sounds like there's minimal, if any, communication. And it sounds like there's no expectations being set. So sometimes we have to topsy-turvy that, and you have to take control and you have to have a sit down. So here's what I would do. I would assess, hey, how important is it for you to stay there? Okay, I really want to stay here, and I do believe at some point I'll be an owner. Okay, we need to have a sit down, and that sit down needs to happen not next month, not next week. It needs to happen, tomorrow, or at least within this week, by the end of the week. And you need to go in there prepared. You need to go in there with notes. You need to be able to leave your emotion out of it. You're not placing blame. You're not making accusations. It's, here's what's going on. And I talk about it in my book, Best Hour of Their Day. It's called the whole message model. I see, I think, I feel, I want. And that's how I would address it. I would do that for each of these things. I'll give you an example here. I see, I think, I feel, I want. Let's use the example of, he likes to text me at 6 a.m. with all the gym problems. I see you text me last Tuesday at 6:03 a.m. and your question was, when was the last time we programmed Karen? When you say I see, it has to be black and white. Like, you need to be able to flip your phone around, show them, here's that text. This is not something I'm making up. This is not a gray area. It's very black and white. Look at the time. Look at the question. I see. I think. The think is, what do you think is going on in their head? I think you feel that's an important question. I think, you're maybe doing the programming at that hour. I think, you're concerned that we're not over programming 150 wall balls, whatever that means to you. I feel this is where your emotion, you have to attach emotion here. I feel overwhelmed when you text me at 6 a.m. because I'm coaching the 5 a.m. I feel undervalued when you text me at 6 a.m. because I'm really busy trying to handle the bills and schedule the other coaches and taking the phone calls. I feel texting me at 6 a.m. about when the last time we programmed Karen is a bit unnecessary. Again, that's emotion and that's how you feel. There's no right or wrong there. And then ultimately, what do you want? I want you to only text me between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. and for them to be important questions that you can't figure out on your own. Because I assume there's some sort of database of when the last time they programmed Karen was. And the more I say programmed Karen, the more I realize how silly that is because it's such a insignificant question. So again, that's the whole message model. I see, I think, I feel, I want. And you need to go in there with that. You need to go in there with especially this idea of you're supposed to be box owner. Hey, I see, here's an email from you dated, January of 2019, where you said, hey, if you coach for X amount of hours and X amount of months, you're going to be an owner. All right, let's discuss that. So tough situation. And again, I think you have two options here. Option one, peace out, you leave. Assuming you don't want that, option two is you need to call a meeting of the minds and you need to go in there without emotion. You need to go in there calmly and you need to have a really direct conversation with these people. So I hope that helps. And I hope if you're listening, whether you're a box owner, a coach, or hey, you're just an athlete and you're listening to me ramble for the last 9.5 minutes, you understand communication and expectations are everything when it comes to being a leader. And being a leader doesn't necessarily mean you're a boss at a box. It means you're a parent, you're a husband, you're a wife. And being a leader can look like so many things, but regardless of what that looks like, communication is key and setting clear and concise expectations are imperative to being successful. So I hope that helps. If you have more questions, of course, DM us, email us, whatever you want, however you want to communicate with us. Fern and I love the questions and we're always willing to help out. Hope you enjoyed that little rant. Tune in. We'll chat soon. Thanks again for listening to Best Hour of Their Day. If you haven't already, do us a favor, head over to the Apple Podcast app and leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback for either Fern or myself. Hit us up, besthouroftheirday@gmail.com, or send us a DM over on Instagram at Best Hour of Their Day. Once again, we couldn't do this without the amazing community, and you are a part of it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting Best Hour of Their Day.